Hello everyone, plus 2 here. We are doing 2025 91947 level 1 demonstrate mathematical reasoning. Question 2. I'm doing question 2 and 3 this time. Okay, question 2a. The diagram below shows a triangle PQR. Find the value of x. Clearly show all steps of your working. All right, so obviously when you add these three angles you get 180, right? So you have to use that one. So that means x plus 2x plus 3x, which is a 6x, oops, plus 50 plus 10, 60 degrees equals 180 degrees. So 6x equals 120 degrees, hence x is 120 divided by 6, which is 20 degrees. Done. Right, next. Question B. In the three-dimensional diagram below, triangle FGH is a right-angled triangle with angle GAFH equals 90. All right. Yeah. Line FS is vertical and is perpendicular to the base triangle FGH. Angle SHF is 32 degrees. Angle FGH is 43 degrees. And SH is 8 centimeters. Find the size of x, the angle of SGF. All right. So I'm gonna label this so that easy to understand what I'm talking about. So say SF is x and HF is y and FG is z. Right. So to find the x, simply x is inverse tangent x over z, isn't it? So obviously we find x, y, and z, right? The reason why I find y is you can't find z straight, can you? No, you can't. So you have to find x, y first before z. Okay, so find the x. Okay, find the x is simple, so I'm gonna write from here. So x over 8 equals sine 32 degrees, hence x equals 8 sine 32, which is 4.24 centimeters. And same way, y over 8 equals cosine 32, hence y equals 8 cosine 32, which is a 6.78. Hold on, that doesn't look like centimeters. Yeah, I would just leave it 4.24, and y is 6.78. And to find the z, I know 6.78 over z is 1043 degrees. So that means that z is 6.78. I'll write it down, 78 over 1043, which gives me 7.28, right? So hence x equals, as I said earlier, 10 inverse x over c, isn't it? So 4.24 over 7.28 gives me 30.22 degrees. All right, done. Question C now. It says factorize and solve the equation below using an algebraic method. Give your answer as simplified fractions. All right, so we have to rearrange it, right? So it's 15x squared plus 7x minus 2 equals 0. So 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 10. And this is minus 3, add up to 7. right match. So we go 3x plus 2 times 5x minus 1 equals 0. Hence, x equals minus 2 over 3 or 1/5 should be the answer. Easy. Next question. Question D. Not so easy, I guess. Um, the diagram below shows the cross section and the plan of a large hole dug in the ground. The top section is a cuboid and the hole is symmetrical about the line PQ. So that means that this triangle here is isosceles. Yeah. PQ. All sides and the two ends are vertical, right? It is known that 1 cubic meter of earth weighs 800 kilograms. I didn't know that. One truck is able to transport 45 tons. So you know 1 ton is 1,000 kilograms, right? Of earth in one single load. Calculate the number of truck trips required to remove all the earth from the hole. Show full working and justify your answer. Good question. It's very practical, right? So first of all, I mean, it's no problem finding the volume of this cuboid, right? But the bottom one is the like a what is it? Prism, triangular prism can be challenging. So to do that, I believe we have to find the area of this triangle, right? So to do that, we need a height. So I see height is right there. So it's a right angle triangle. So hypotenuse is 25, base is half of 30, so it's a 15, right? So it turns out if you use a Pythagoras theorem, it's gonna be 20. Okay. So let's find out the volume of this um, you know, what do I say, hole. Yeah. So I go the top one, 30 times 20, yeah, times by depth 5, right, plus, and then the triangular prism, which is 10 times 30 times 20. So 10 is like half of 20, so that's how I get the 10, times by base 30, right, and then times by depth, which is 20, right. That gives me add up to 9,000 cubic meters. So it says 1 cubic meter weighs 800 kilograms. So to find the kilograms, 9,000 times by 800, isn't it? And then because we have to convert that to ton, 1,000, and then each truck trip can take up to 45 tons. So we divide by 45 gives me the number of trips a truck will take, right? So that gives me 160 trips. All right. Next, question 3. Okay. Find the equation of the straight line L shown in the diagram below. So this one here. So to do that, well, unfortunately, there isn't any y-intercept. So we have to use 2 points. So I see this one is clear. So which is a 2,9. And this x-intercept is clear, 5,0. So from this, we can find these two coordinates. We can find M and C, right? So first of all, M is change in y over change in x. In other words, rise over run, isn't it? So that is, so 9 take away 0, so which is 9. And then 2 take away 5, which is negative 3. gives me negative 3. So that means I've got y equals negative 3x plus c, and I use one of those 2 points. I'm going to use a 5, 0. So that means plug 5 into x and 0 into y. So that gives me negative 15 plus c equals 0. Hence c equals 15. Hence y equals minus 3x plus 15 should be the answer. All right. It says find the equation of the parabola m shown in the diagram below. Justify your working with the appropriate region. All right. There are 2 ways to show this. So one is using turning point. The other one is using x-intercepts. So I'll show you both of them. So using turning point, so it should be y equals k. K is a scale factor. Because it's a minus 1 comma 6, it becomes x plus 1 squared plus 6, right? And then to find the k, you have to use like, well, I can't use a y-intercept, can I? Because it's like not clear. But x-intercept, one of them, is clear. So I'm going to say 3, 0, right? So meaning I plug 3 into x and 0 into y. So it becomes a 16k plus a 6 equals 0. 16k is negative 6, hence k is negative 6 over 16, which is minus 3 over 8. So that is y equals minus 3 over 8, x plus 1 squared plus 6 should be the equation. As I said, you can use x-intercepts. One is a 3, the other one is negative 5. So you start with a y equals k. K is scale factor again. Because it's minus 5, you have to say x plus 5. Because the other one is 3, then you have to say x minus 3. Okay. Now, I'm sure k is a minus 3 over 8 again. So in this case, you have to use a negative 1 comma 6. I'll prove that I was right. Minus 6, 1, minus 1, and y is 6. It's got to be right. To be k is negative 3 over 8. So k times minus 1 plus 5 is 4, and times minus 4 equals 6. So k is 6 over minus 16. So it's again minus 3 over 8. So in that case, y equals minus 3 over 8, x plus 5, x minus 5. Unless the question asks, you don't have to expand these. It's just these are good enough, right? So as I said, just one of them will do. So either using turning point method or x-intercepts method. All right, question B. The diagram below shows a quarter of a circle with a radius P and the center C. Calculate how much longer the curve FGH is than the straight line FH. All right, give your answer in terms of P. Clearly show all steps of your working. So first of all, FH, the line FH is easy. Use Pythagoras theorem, so which is square root of 2p squared, which is square root of the 2p. What about arc length F? Oh, this is early. I'm going to change this. FH I'm talking about. And arc length FGH is what? That's a quarter size circumference, isn't it? So a quarter times circumference is d pi. So 2 pi, 2r pi. So that's a 2p pi. So if I simplify, that becomes a p8 pi over 2. So let's find out the difference. So hence the difference is, obviously the arc length is longer, so p pi over 2 minus square root of 2p, so that is pi over 2 minus square root of 2p, isn't it? So that's approximately 0.157p. So you can leave like this, doesn't really matter. Okay, question C. Is this the last question? Yeah, I believe so. This is last question of question 3. Right, good. So the area of the right angled triangle shown below is 72 centimeters squared. Find the value of x. Okay, to find the area of this triangle, you need a height, right? So it is, instead it is like given the hypotenuse. So well, to find RS, you have to use Pythagoras theorem, right? Square root of 41 over 8x squared minus x squared over 16. So that gives me square root of 82x squared. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that's right. Minus x squared over 16, which is square root of 81x, which is 9, over square root of 16 is 4. So I can write 9x over 4, right? So that's RS. So RS times ST times half gives me 72. So half times ST is x over 4 times RS height is 9x over 4 is 72. So 9x squared equals 2304. Hence x squared equals 256. Hence x equals plus minus 16, but well, x can't be negative, right? Must be positive, so it's 16. It's a 72 centimeters. Okay, so we have to say centimeters. All right, that's the end. Right, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.